Then Tolle says, to love is to recognize yourself in another. What a beautiful definition of love. To love is to recognize that Prarthana is also me. So what I do for myself, I want to do for Prarthana. The same breath that became me has become Prarthana there, Amine there. What I want to do for myself, I want to do for Amine, because I'm recognizing myself in the other. The other's otherness then stands revealed as an illusion pertaining to the purely human realm, the realm of forms. When another recognizes you, so if I see myself in Prarthana and she needs something, I won't have the ego of the do-gooder. I'll just go and do it for her and forget about it. If my hair is dirty and I wash it with my hands, will my hair keep thanking my hands, thank you for washing me? No, it's a natural thing to do. When you feel separate from others, that illusion, that ignorance makes you want to harm them. Because you're miserable and your misery wants company, and you have the illusion that if you make that person miserable, you will be happy. But actually you're making yourself more miserable because you're going against your grain, isn't it? Your grain is oneness and love, and if you live with that, the universe will reward you. If you go against the flow of life by harming another, the universe will give you the consequences. There are consequences to everything, not to punish you, but so that you can grow. If you put your hand in fire and it burns, next time you'll think twice before putting your hand in fire. If you hurt someone and there's a consequence to it, next time you'll think twice before hurting someone. Because every time you hurt someone, there will be a consequence. Now, 1 year later, 10 years later, next life, whenever. But the consequence will be there. Similarly, if you genuinely do good for another without a do-gooder's ego, without expecting anything, the person may or may not reward you, but the universe is going to reward you. That's how it works. See Swami Vivekananda in that story, the man went ranting on and on, not one thought of ill will. Just silently recognizing, I don't know, it's not written, but guessing Sri Swami Vivekananda's state, like his master Ramakrishna, when a snake came on him, he didn't get at all scared. He just told the snake, oh mother, you've come to me in this form, and the snake slithered away. So Swami Vivekananda also would remember that this one cursing me is also God in his caterpillar state. But someday he's going to grow into his butterfly state. Why kill the caterpillar? Everyone who's mean is God in the caterpillar state, but God nonetheless. So when you look at that caterpillar state with butterfly eyes, the caterpillar starts changing into the butterfly. Do you understand? If you're anchored in yourself and you look at the person raving and ranting or saying mean things from that self, you're bringing out the butterfly self in that person. Yeah? So it's such a powerful practice. Instead of repeating the same circle of hurt and revenge, where has it got us? Change something, life will change. So to love is to recognize yourself in another. The other's otherness then stands revealed, Prarthana, as an illusion pertaining to the purely human realm, the realm of form. When another recognizes you, that recognition draws the dimension of being more fully into this world through both of you. So beautiful. If I'm raving and ranting and Ashumi is an enlightened person and she looks at me from that enlightened butterfly state, my butterfly state comes forward. That happened in Angulimal's life, right? He had killed 900 people. But one meeting with the Buddha and everything changed. I'm not going into that story. Do look it up on the net if you've not read it. Umpteen stories like this. A master comes and looks at a suffering, ignorant human being with that gaze. That gaze changes everything in that person. Now we aren't masters, but we still have the divine inside us. And we still have the capacity of thought that can remind me that this person hurting me also is the mother. This person I feel revolt from is also the mother. And that thought is very powerful. Keep that as a constant smaran. So when one recognizes you, that recognition draws the dimension of being more fully into this world through both of you. That is the love that redeems the world, isn't it? That was the love of the Buddha that redeemed Angulimal. That was the love of our Guru, who has redeemed so many things in us. A story comes to mind. There was once a boy, I think I've said it before, but it lends here. So there was a boy who was into drugs, and his girlfriend was a regular at the Savitri class, and she wanted him to come, she wanted him to change, but he was in his own world, he wouldn't come. So one day she lied to him that I'm taking you to a literature reading class, and he came, and for some reason he was touched by the mother's presence here, and after that he wouldn't miss a single Savitri class. He started yoga, he started a lot of self-work, and one day from his own being it came, I want to quit drugs. So he was making his effort to quit drugs. Now we all know that children fund their drugs by becoming drug dealers. That's the sad drug racket in our cities. Because otherwise where will they get money for drugs? So these people roam around on the school and college campuses, entice the vulnerable ones, and brainwash them into being drug dealers. So this boy was also a drug dealer, and one day he met another drug dealer. Let me call him Rahul, let me call this boy Ajay, that's not, but whatever. So Rahul was furious that how dare you get out of the drug racket, and he attacked him with a knife. And there was a police case, and it was a very unhappy story in his mind. And Ajay said that whenever I'm quiet, I just remember Rahul and I feel mad with fury, and it's the worst feeling on earth. But whatever we did, it would keep coming back. Then those days I used to take the Savitri group to Pondicherry also. So he came with me on one Pondi camp, and he sat at the Samadhi the first night, and he's just talking to the air. He had no faith in the mother. But he said, look, everyone here believes you exist. I don't know whether you are or not, but you're supposed to be here and you listen. So if you're here, help me. I am mad with rage about this Rahul incident, help me. So he had this whole inner dialogue, and at the end of it, he felt something fall on his shoulder. He thinks it could be from the service tree, but when he looked, there was nothing, but he had a sensation of something falling. And he said, after that day, I have never had one thought of rage about Rahul. It's like Rahul didn't exist. It's like in one sweep of grace, Mother took away his past. Because remember, consciousness is the only protection you have. If he had continued to hate and have revenge, he would have attracted Rahul and other drug dealers back into his life. But this is what is being said, that when the butterfly looks at the caterpillar and at the Samadhi, Mother is the most supreme butterfly constantly looking at us.
Intensity of his prayer.
Huh?
Maybe intensity of his prayer.
Intensity of his prayer, but more important than that, Mother's answer, no?
Yes.
How swiftly she answered. And she lifted off perhaps a lifetime of karma from him. After that, he's never gone back to his drugs. He doesn't even drink alcohol. His girlfriend may have alcohol at parties, but he'll drink green tea. Now, of course, after many years, he may go back to it a little, but there was a long spell where he would not touch even alcohol. And he's not back. And yes, this is very funny. Very often when he'd want to have drugs in the period when he was oscillating, I give them Seeds of Light, that little book. So he'd open to it for an answer, Mother's quotation. So once when he was asking her, Mother, should I have this talk or not? He opened to Mother's words, higher, ever higher, never stop till you're contented. So he was so amused by Mother's sense of humor that he didn't have it. So she has different ways in which she works on us.